Hello students, today we are going to study about chapter 3 of class 7 subject science. The chapter name is fiber to fabric. So let's start with the chapter. In class 6 you will have learned about some fibers that is obtained from plants, and you also learned that wool and silk fibers are obtained from animals. Wool is obtained from the fleece, or you can say hair, of sheep or yak. Silk fibers come from cocoons of silk moth. Do you know which part of the sheep's body yields fibers? And are you aware how these fibers are converted into the woolen yarn that we buy from the market to knit these sweaters or to make these sweaters? Do you have any idea how silk fibers are made into silk, which is woven into saris? In this chapter, we shall try to find out answers to this question. So let's start. The first is animal fibers, that is wool and silk. In that first fiber is wool. So wool comes from sheep, goat, yak and some other animals. These wool yielding animals bear hair on their body. Now do you know why these animals have a thick coat of hair? So the answer is given here. Hair traps a lot of air, and air is a poor conductor of heat, as you would learn this in chapter 4. So hair keeps these animals warm. Wool is derived from these hairy fibers. Here one activity is given to you. For that, feel the hair on your body and arms and those on your head. Do you find any difference between these two? Which one seems coarse, or you can say frizzy, and which one is soft? So after doing this activity, you will find that the hair on your head is coarse or frizzy and the hair on your skin is soft. So like us, the hairy skin of the sheep has two types of fibers that form its fleece or hair. The first type of hair is the coarse beard hair, and the second type is the fine soft under hair, which is close to the skin. The fine hair provides the fibers for making wool, and some breeds of sheep possesses only fine under hair, and their parents are specially chosen to give birth to sheep which have only soft under hair. And this process of selecting parents for obtaining special characters in different offspring, or you can say child, such as soft under hair is in sheep, is termed as selective breeding. This process is known as selective breeding. Here the picture of sheep with thick hair growth is given to you. Now rather than sheep, some other animals are there also who give us wool. So let's know about that animals. Animals that yield wool. So several breeds of sheep are found in different parts of our country. That is given to you in the next first table, that is 3.1. We will see this further. However, the fleece of sheep is not the only source of wool. Though wool is commonly available in the market is sheep wool. That is here. First, you have seen in this, you had already seen in this picture, sheep wool. Then after, yak wool is commonly found in Tibet or Ladakh. That is here shown to you in 3.2 figure. This one. Yak gives us also wool, so that is known as yak wool. It is commonly found in Tibet and Ladakh. And next is mohair, is obtained from Angora goat, that is shown to you here in the picture 3.3, and it is mainly found in hilly regions such as Jammu and Kashmir. Angora goat. It is also give us wool. The wool is obtained from goat hair, that is shown to you here in 3.4 figure. The underfur of Kashmiri goat is soft. It is woven into fine shawls called pashmina shawls. The fur or hair on the body of camels is also used as wool. Here camel with the furry hair is also shown to you. The llama and alpaca found in South America also yield wool. That is shown to you here in 3.6. It is llama and alpaca. These animals are commonly found in South America. These both animals are from camelid family. These llama and alpaca are domesticated and social animals. These animals also give us wool. These both are similar in looks, but llama is bigger in the size as compared to the alpaca. Next, another activity is given to you. Activity 3.2. For that, collect some pictures of animals whose hair is used as wool. Stick them in your scrapbook, and if you are unable to get pictures, try and draw them from the ones that is given in this book. Find out words for the sheep, goat, camel and yak in your local language and also in the other language of your country. Then another activity is given to you. Try the first activity 3.2 in your scrapbook or in your book. The next activity 3.3 is given to you. Procure or enlist outline maps of India and the world. Find out the places on the map where you find animals that provide wool and use different colors to denote the location for different wool yielding animals. So let me see this for the Indian map. So here in the picture, the different animals who give wool in different region of our country is shown to you. Starting from Jammu and Kashmir, so Kashmiri goat, which is mainly found in Srinagar. Then after yak in Himachal Pradesh, goats in Uttar Pradesh. In some part of Rajasthan and Gujarat, camel is found who gives us wool. Then after in Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, sheep give us the wool. In Andhra Pradesh, Nellore sheep, another breed of sheep, gives the wool. And in Bengal, Black Bengal goat gives us wool. So this is in our Indian map, some different animals in different parts of the country gives us wool. So now let me see how we are getting wool from this fiber. So from fibers to wool. So for obtaining wool, sheep are reared and their hairs is cut and processed into wool. Let us learn about this process. Rearing and breeding of sheep. So if you travel to the hills in Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Uttaranchal, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim, or the plains of Haryana, Punjab, Rajasthan and Gujarat, you can see shepherds taking their herds of sheep for grazing, and sheep are herbivorous and prefer grass and leaves. Apart from grazing sheep, rearers also feed them on a mixture of pulses, corn, jowar, oil cakes, which is a materials that is left after taking out oils from the seeds, and minerals. In winter, sheep are kept indoors and fed on leaves, grains and dry fooders. Dry fooders, that means the harvested crop which is dried for the feeding of the animals. Sheep are reared in many parts of our country for wool. Here the table is given to you. This table gives us the names of some breeds of sheep reared in our country for producing wool. The quality and texture of the fibers obtained from them is also indicated in the table. So let me see first this table. So some Indian breeds of sheep. Here the name of the breed is given to you. That sheep gives which quality of wool is also given to you, and that sheep's kind of breed found in which state of the country is also given to you. So first breed is Lohi. It gives us good quality wool and it is mainly found in Rajasthan and Punjab. Then after next breed is Rampur Bushhair. It gives us brown fleece or brown hair. It is found in Uttar Pradesh and Himachal Pradesh. The next is Nali. It gives us carpet wool and this kind of sheep found in Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. The next is Bakharwal. This sheep gives us woolen shawls, wool to make the woolen shawls, and it is mainly found in Jammu and Kashmir. The next breed of sheep is Marwari. It gives us coarse wool which is found in Gujarat. The last one is Patanwadi. It gives us wool to make the hosiery, in which the socks and all hosiery items included, and this sheep is found in Gujarat. The next is certain breeds of sheep have thick coat of hair on their body which yields good quality wool in a large quantities. As mentioned earlier, these sheep are selectively bred with one parent being a sheep of good breed. Once the reared sheep have developed a thick growth of hair is shaved off for getting wool. So the process is given to you, processing fibers into wool. The wool which is used for knitting sweaters or for weaving shawls is the finished product of a long process which involves the following step. So now let me see that steps. In that first step is the fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body. As here in the figure it is shown to you 3.8a, shearing of sheep, in which the hair of the sheep with a thin layer of skin is removed from its body. And this process is known as shearing. Machines similar to those used by barbers are used to shave off hair. Usually hair are removed during the hot weather. This enables sheep to survive without their protective coat of hair. The hair provides woolen fibers. Woolen fibers are then processed to obtain woolen yarn. Shearing does not hurt the sheep, just as it does not hurt when you get your hair cut or your father shaves his beard. Do you know why? The uppermost layer of the skin is dead. Also, the hair of the sheep grow again just as your hair does. Now step 2, after shearing. The sheared skin with hair is thoroughly washed in tanks to remove grease, that means oil, dust and dirt, and this is called scouring. Nowadays scouring is done by machines. Here in picture B, scouring in tanks is given to you, in which the tank which is filled with water, in that tank 2 persons are scouring the sheared wool, and here the scouring by machine is shown to you. So these are the 2 different methods for scouring. The next step after scouring is sorting. So after scouring, sorting is done. The hairy skin is sent to a factory where hair of different textures are separated or sorted, or you can say classified. After that, the next step, step 4, is the small fluffy fiber which is known as burrs are picked out from the hair, and these are the same burrs which sometimes appear on your sweaters. And the fibers are scoured again, that means washed again and then after dry. And this is the wool ready to be drawn into fibers. Then after your wool fiber is ready. After that, next step 5 is the fibers can be dyed in various colors. As the natural fleece of sheep and goats is black, brown and white, for the different colors people are dyeing this fleece of the sheep. After dyeing, the next step is the fibers are straightened, combed and rolled into yarn. Here the process of rolling is shown to you in this picture. Rolling into yarns. This one. So after dyeing, this process is to be done. The longer fibers are made into wool for sweaters and the shorter fibers are spun or spin and woven into woolen clothes. So here the whole process is given to you. The processing of fibers into wool can be represented by this, that shearing, that is first one, in which the removing of the fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of a skin is to be done. Then after scoring is that, in which we wash the sheared skin to remove the dirt, dust and grease. Then after sorting is done, in which we are classifying the hairs of the different kind of texture. Then after we are cleaning the birds. Then dyeing or coloring the fibers with different colors, and then after rolling is to be done, in which we are rolling the fibers into yarns. So this is the process to get fiber into wool. So now some problems are there also, that is occupational hazard. It is known as occupational hazard. So wool industry is an important means of livelihood for many people in our country. But sorter's job, that means a person's job who is doing the classification or sorting the different kinds of or different textures of hair, its job is risky, as sometimes they get infected by a bacterium called anthrax, which is commonly found in animals, and this bacterium causes a fatal blood disease called Shorter's disease. And such risks faced by workers in any industry are called occupational hazards. So these occupational hazards are there in the wool industry. So this is the risky for the sorter's job. Now Bujoho is wondering why it hurts when someone pulls his hair but not when someone goes for a haircut. So the reason is that because our hairs are made up of dead cells, when we take a haircut, due to this reason that they are made up of dead cells, they doesn't hurt us. But when hairs are pulled, it hurts us. Our hairs are attached with the skin at that time, at our top of the head. When hairs are pulled, the skin gets hurt at the top of the head and feels pain at that time. So that's why when someone pulls his hair, it hurts, but when he goes for the haircut, it doesn't hurt. Now Bujoho has another question also. He is wondering why a cotton garment cannot keep us as warm as in winter as a woolen sweater does. So cotton clothes are thin and do not have a spaces in their fabrics through which air can be trapped, whereas in woolen clothes there is the space between in the fabrics which can trap the air. So that's why woolen cloth can give us warmth, while such as cotton cloths cannot give us the warmth. Here one another activity is also given to you. Debate amongst your classmates whether it is fair on the part of humans to rear sheep and then chop off their hair for getting wool. So yes, it is fair because rearing process occur in the summer. People are doing this process in summer, and that helps these sheep to survive in that temperature. And that wool helps the man in winter season, but it should be done in a way as we are cutting our hairs. It should not hurt the sheep. So this process is fair when we are doing this process in the summer season. So next fiber is silk fibers, that we will see in the next video. So till now in this video we had seen there are two different types of animal fiber, that is wool and silk. We had seen about the wool, the different steps to get the fiber into wool, that are shearing, scoring, sorting, cleaning of birds, dyeing and rolling. And we had also seen the different animals which gives us wool. So now in the next video we will see the remaining part of this chapter. Thank you.